Hello everyone, this is the V-Man and today we have another game review, and today's game review is going to be about Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now, I'm guessing that if you're an avid gamer, or even if you're a slightly avid gamer, you've probably heard of Counter-Strike in general, not even Global Offensive. So, Counter-Strike, of course, is one of pretty much the #1 action FPS game that exists, and it's played extremely competitively all around the world, especially in Europe and the US. Now, just as like a little bit of an intro to Counter-Strike, it's pretty much has very, very, very realistic physics and mechanics. Example, every single weapon in the game has different spray pattern, different recoil, different fire pattern, and different looks, of course. And also, anything that you throw, such as a grenade, anything like that, will actually use physics to bounce off other things and explode in a certain way. And also, certain bullets will do damage only at a certain range, and if you hit them in a certain location, it'll do less or more damage depending where you hit them. So obviously, just saying that it's a very realistic shooter. Now I'm going to go on into some more details. Now, buying in Counter-Strike Global Offensive is also a huge thing. There are things called save rounds, and there are all these things where you can spend a certain amount of money, because you only start with a certain amount of money on the first round, which is $800, which means that you would only be able to buy a pistol, or just keep the default pistol that you have and buy armor. So it's much more realistic than anything like Call of Duty, because in Call of Duty, in any game mode, you pick any weapon you want, and you pick all the stuff, and you usually have like a pick 10 class, like in Black Ops 2. While in Counter-Strike, everything is pretty much your choice to buy with money. You can't just pick whatever you want and how many things you want, because that's not really how a Counter-Strike would work if that was the case. Now, just showing all the good parts of Counter-Strike and all the good things that are in it, and how well it's enjoyed and thoroughly played by millions of people around the world. Here are the downsides, because with every great game there has to be some downsides. The first downside is kind of obvious with any type of MMO, massive multiplayer online. So it has to do with lag. A lot of the time you get on a server, you might be playing with a person that's all the way in Europe and you're in the US, for example. That's happened to me. It's absolutely terrible because either you or them will have a very high ping. Ping is basically a showing of your internet connection. The lower ping you have, the better. If you have under a 50 ping, you should be playing good. If you do not have under 50 and you have higher than that, and especially if you have more than 80, you are going to be lagging. You're not going to see things well. Your character will be teleporting around the map, and it's not going to turn out well. So with that said, when this happens to you, I feel as though Valve should try to fix it. And what they should do is that they should basically fix so that if you go into a match, you'd only be matched with people that are around your area or within a distance around wherever your server is, that you and them would not be lagging, so that it would be a universal good system. Valve has not done that yet, and until they do, there's going to be somewhat of that problem. The second problem is going to be with bans, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh well, V-Man, the point of a ban is basically that you get banned when you do something bad, or you get banned when you leave a comp match, because comp matches are so serious. Well, here's the only problem with that. A lot of the time is when you leave a match, it might be a glitch, like your VPK file does not match the servers. I'll explain that in another video. It's kind of complicated. You have these cache files in a bin in your CSGO launcher inside of your Steam file folder in your computer, and when that happens, sometimes it'll get corrupted, which means that something will go in there and do something bad, or you're just not compatible anymore, and the update that you'd just installed didn't install completely. That might mess it up, and it'll kick you out of the room of the comp match that you're in. And what happens is, when you are kicked out of a comp match, or you leave a comp match, for example, anything like that, you get 3 minutes to join back, and basically it means that it says reconnect on your main menu system. The problem is 3 minutes is definitely not enough. For example, the average computer restart, even for a computer with SSD, the average computer restart without updates is 3.5 minutes, so you're already kind of screwed there. And the average computer restart with updates would be more than 7 minutes, so you're again very, very much screwed. I feel as though that Valve should definitely look into this, and they should make the ban reconnection amount, so when you leave a match or when you're kicked out and you need to rejoin, it should be about 10 minutes. And it's kind of weird when people are like, oh, why would you do that? Well, it's really because it's something needed. I mean, I've gotten kicked from, like, not kicked actually, I left the match because my computer auto restarted, so it automatically closed all my programs, and I didn't even know this would happen. This was a glitch with my computer that I had later fixed. But when this happened, I came back to CSGO within 4 to 5 minutes, and it gave me a 24-hour ban. This happened again to me a couple weeks later, because it takes 2 weeks to reset your ban period, because your first ban will be 30 minutes, then 24 hours, then 7 days. Yeah, and then it just keeps doing 7 days over and over. And on your third 7-day ban within a certain period, it'll give you a month. And that's about it. Obviously, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible for most people when that happens. So it should be 10 minutes. Now, the third problem with CSGO is that with any game, actually, there are multiple glitches that'll happen. But especially with CSGO when it's played competitively, it's not hacking. Actually, that's much of a problem because it's taken care of with the VAC secured servers. The real problem is when people find glitch spots that are never actually taken care of because they're not actually hurting the game, even though they technically are. Valve never takes care of these. These are basically hitbox areas. Basically, you stand in a certain exact position on the map, like if you jump on top of a certain crate and then you go to the corner of it and you crouch, your hitbox will be messed up, so that if people shoot you in your toe, like your foot, it'll show a headshot and they kill you, but anywhere else that they shoot you, it will not even do any damage to you. It's a very glitchy type thing. It's annoying. No one likes it, and it kind of annoys me, and it kind of annoys everyone else. I wish it didn't happen, but it does, so I can't do anything about it. And I wish Valve would take care of it, but they never seem to care about hitbox areas, so it doesn't seem that they'll take care of it for now. Now, on to the final verdict. Of course, Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Counter-Strike in general, amazing game, great characteristics, great physics, amazing realisticness. The skins look beautiful, even though they can be overpriced, upwards of hundreds and hundreds of dollars, even thousands at some point. And the game, it needs some quick fixes. It has some problems, but it is globally an amazing scaled game. It is quite fun. If you do not already have it, you should either get it on Steam, which would be about $15, or you should get it from g2a.com, which would be about $7. Either way, I recommend on Steam in case you don't trust G2A or you don't know G2A and you haven't used it yet. But anyways, it's very cheap. It's not $60 or $30 like the average coming out game or the average known game, like an Xbox game or a PS4 game, anything like that. But $15 for something like CSGO is amazing. It unlocks everything for you. You have access to everything in the game except for the DLC passes. And the thing is, you don't need the DLC passes because they don't give you new maps like in Call of Duty. You already have all the maps and everything in the game just by paying $15. It's amazing. So overall, I'd have to give it a 9 out of 10, a 9.0 out of 10, which would be amazing. And that is about it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later.